Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm testing out a new tinted moisturiser, and this is the L'Oreal Skin Paradise Tinted Water Cream, and I saw this on Katie Holmes' YouTube a couple of weeks ago and she really enjoyed it. She has very oily skin and so do I, and she does have rosacea and sensitive skin as well, so it's pretty much the same type of skin that I have, and she really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd go ahead and test it out. Now I hadn't actually seen any reviews on this or anyone talk about it until I saw her video, and I'm really intrigued in this because it does have quite a few claims. It has some really good skincare in there as well, and I thought I'd go ahead and test it out and see how it goes. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoy this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and also make sure to hit the bell icon just so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Something that I really like about this is that it's from the drugstore, so it is super affordable. In the UK it's £10.99 and in the US I believe it's $16.99. They do have 10 shades. However, the shades are very weird. In the UK they don't do Fair 01, and I know that naturally I would be that shade, so because I knew that I couldn't get my natural shade, I thought I'd go ahead and get a shade that looks like it might match my self-tan, and I did self-tan last night as well, so this is me. My neck is self-tan but my face is my natural shade, so as you can see it is very different to my face, but it does look like it should match my neck. Now the shades are very strange. They have 1, 2 and 3, and they have fair, light, medium and deep. Now with these shades, apparently they run very dark, because I saw on Katie Holmes' video she's a lot darker than I am, and she has to use medium 01, and I was like, usually when I have self-tan I'm light medium, and then when my self-tan's coming off I'm more of a light shade. And I did look on a couple of different blogs to see what my best shade would probably be, and it looked like it was going to be light 01. That's something that I do have to say, they do run quite deep. The undertones, I can't really distinguish what the undertones are. They look very orange and very pink. On the website it says, take your skin to paradise and treat it to a daily dose of hydration and a beautiful dewy luminosity with Skin Paradise Tinted Moisturiser available in 10 shades. And that's something that I'm a little bit worried about, because like I said, I have very oily skin, and anything that says it's luminosity or anything that says that it's very hydrating, usually it doesn't work for me. There's been an odd product that has worked for me, but because I am so oily then I do tend to steer clear of things like that. And it also says that it's been created with 70% water-based formula and enriched with a cocktail of aloe vera, ginger and witch hazel, lightweight texture that quenches skin with up to 24-hour hydration, evens out skin tone with a perfecting healthy looking glow. It has UVA and UVB SPF 20, antioxidant action, and it helps protect against environmental aggressors such as pollution. So there's a lot of things in here, and the fact that it has witch hazel, that's something that I'm really interested in, because I do have a lot of blemishes. As you guys can see on my skin, I have quite a few blemishes, I have a lot of redness, and my skin is very acne prone and sensitive, so hopefully with the witch hazel in here it's going to make it a lot better for my skin. And also with the fact that it has aloe vera in it as well, hopefully that will calm down all the redness and make sure that I don't get irritated. So I am really excited to test this out. I haven't done a swatch to see what the shade looks like, but just looking at it in the bottle it looks like that it's probably going to match me. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and we're going to test this out and see how it goes. So I've already applied my primers, and it's just my standard primers that I've been using recently, so the Galan Law Primer and then also the Professional Matte Rescue as well. So I do put this in my T-zone and I put this all over my skin, and they tend to be really good primers for me at the moment. I am really enjoying them, so I know how they work with a lot of different foundations that I've been using. And it does say that you can use a sponge or a brush with this, or also your fingers. I tend to use a sponge just because I feel like I get the better coverage with it. I do sometimes use a brush, but it isn't very often that I use one, so I'm going to go ahead and see how this applies with the sponge. So this is what the tube looks like. You do get 30 millilitres or 1 fluid ounce, and it is a squeezy tube as well. So it does remind me of the Garnier BB cream that I used to be obsessed with, so this I'm hoping isn't going to be seepaging everywhere like that one used to. As you can see, my skin is really red. It does have a lot of blemishes. I do have blemishes mainly on my chin. I don't really have any on my forehead, so it feels quite soft and quite smooth at the moment, but around here I do tend to have quite a lot of blemishes. And we'll see what the shade looks like. I'm hoping it's not going to be too light, and I'm hoping it's not going to be too dark, but it's probably going to be one of the two, because it's been so hard for me to try and find the perfect shade for me. This actually looks like that it is going to match my neck, so I feel like I did really good on the shade match. I wouldn't have usually gone for the light one. If I was to try and get my normal shade, I'd usually go probably for the medium light one, because I am, like I said, light medium. But when I did see reviews on this, people were saying that they do come up very dark. What I'm going to do is apply it to this side of my face, and we're going to compare what both sides look like. It's what I do with all of my first impressions, and it tends to work quite well, because then I can see what the coverage looks like, and this shade looks like it is the perfect shade for me, if you guys can see. I'm actually really happy with this. So I've just done a pea-sized amount on my hand. I really like the coverage of this already. It doesn't say what type of coverage you get. It doesn't say if you get a full, medium or light. But at the moment it's looking like a light medium coverage. And that's something I'm really liking at the moment, especially with tinted moisturisers. It's things that I really go for. I like medium and light coverages because I just want my skin to breathe at the moment. There's no strong scent either. It actually smells a little bit just like skincare, but there's not strong fragrance in this. If you do have sensitive skin, if you do have a sensitive nose, it's probably going to work out pretty good for you. I'm really liking the coverage that I'm getting with this. It is like a light medium. You can still see a bit of redness peeking through my cheeks, but there's a massive difference. So before and then after, it just really evens out the skin. It doesn't look cakey. It just looks really nice and fresh. My pores don't look massive like they usually do, so it's done really well on that. I'm really liking it, so I feel like it looks really good and I'm really happy with it. It did build up pretty easily as well because I did do a first layer and then I built up a little bit more on my cheeks and it tended to work out really well. Blends really quickly and I really like it. I feel like this is really pretty and I feel like it's the perfect match for my neck as well. It looks really good. I'm really happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead, do the other side of my face and then come back and show you what it looks like. I finished off applying the tinted moisturiser and I really like it. I really like the way that it looks on the skin. It's like a light medium coverage, but then you can build it up. I'd say to medium coverage. I don't feel like you can get full coverage out this. I don't know if you're using a brush that you can get fuller coverage, but with a sponge I feel like this is a really beautiful coverage. It looks so pretty on the skin. Now you can still see a little bit of redness around here, but it blends out so easily and it doesn't even look like I have anything on the skin and it looks very luminous, but it doesn't look oily. I'm actually really happy with it. I'm really impressed with how it looks. I feel like it's so pretty on the skin. Like I said, there was no fragrance really to it as well, so if you do have sensitive skin or a sensitive nose, then you probably won't have an issue with this at all. I do like the fact that it has SPF 20 in there as well, so I do also put SPF on before I put my primers on, and that's just what I do every day. So if you do want to get a little bit more of SPF in there, then this is going to be really good. But so far I'm really liking it. I feel like the colour match is perfect. I'm so glad that I didn't go for a darker shade because I feel like it would probably be really dark for me. Even when I have a darker self tan, I feel like this is probably the perfect match for me, and the undertone is perfect as well. It's a warm undertone and I always match my foundations to my neck when I do self tan, because like I showed you earlier on, I don't self tan my face. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, then I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like. So I've finished off my makeup and this is what it looks like, and I've had my makeup done for about an hour now, but I needed to test out another product, so I was filming another video, so this is why I'm doing the update now. But this is what it looks like and honestly it looks so beautiful. It makes my skin look pretty much perfect, and it's been a long time since I've managed to find a foundation or even a tinted moisturiser that makes my skin look this nice. I feel like the colour is pretty much perfect for my neck, and I really like the way that my concealer, my bronzer, all the rest of my products went on so easily, and it just looks nice and blurring, and I really like it. I feel like it looks so beautiful. So it's now 1:45 in the afternoon, so I'm going to have this on for about 8 hours and see how it goes. Then I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like, just so we can see if it does make me look oily, if it is good for my skin, or if it basically doesn't work by the end of it. But I do have high hopes for it, so yeah, I'll be back in about 7 hours and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm just doing a little checkup for you guys. It's now 4:15 in the afternoon, so I've had the tinted moisturiser on now for 3.5 hours, and I thought that I'd give you a little update because I don't tend to do these a lot in the videos, but I want to show you what it looks like before the 8-hour mark. So I have just been out shopping. It's really nice and warm outside. The wind has been blowing a little bit, so I've been getting quite a few allergies coming up at the moment, but this is what the tinted moisturiser is looking like. So it's looking really nice. I have had my mask on as well, so it usually comes off on my nose if I wear any foundations or anything like that, but it's looking nice. It looks really pretty. It hasn't really come off on any areas. It looks really nice and natural. It doesn't look heavy. It just, I don't know, it looks really nice. I'm really happy with the way that it looks, and as you can see, my pores don't look massive either, and that's something that, you know, I don't really like when my pores look massive. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I feel like it looks really pretty. Even Neil has turned around to me today and said that he really likes the way that my foundation looks, so he thought it was a foundation. It feels nice. I'm not getting any irritation. I'm not getting oily. I don't look glowy or oily like that. It just looks really nice, natural. I like the finish of it, so I'm happy with it. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a little update just so that you guys know how it's going throughout the day. And my next update is probably going to be after the 8-hour mark, when I'm just going to be taking this off. So I'm back and it's now 9:15 in the evening. So I've had this tinted moisturiser on now for 8 hours, and I feel like now I'm going to give you my final review and let you know how it's gone throughout the day. I am in the middle of having dinner. I've just had the starters. I also played a game of pool, and I've never played it before, and I beat Neil, and he's downstairs sorting out the main meal, and he's a little bit annoyed because, you know, beginner's luck. But looking at my skin, it's not actually that bad. So I did do an update about 4 hours into it that you guys did see just before this, and it still looked really good. It looked pretty much perfect, pretty much exactly the same as when I first applied it. And yeah, it has come off a little bit on my forehead, also my chin, my nose as well, and on the sides of my nose it is looking very oily. But like I said, I do get very, very oily anyway, and I have been out shopping and I did have to wear a mask. Automatically foundation comes off on my nose if I don't put a setting spray over the top of it, and I didn't use that today. But other than that, I feel like it looks pretty good. Now my pores are quite accentuated at the moment, but to be honest, like I said, I am super oily, and when I first applied it was very beautiful, very blurring, and I actually don't feel like it's done too bad for 8 hours. I wasn't really too sure if I had high hopes for it or not, because it did say that it was very hydrating, and that's something that I usually stay away from, anything that says that it's luminous. And I am really happy that I tested it out, because I feel like it still looks really beautiful on the skin. I feel like the colour match is perfect for me, and it's just come off on the areas where it usually comes off anyway, so I'm not really too worried about that. I would just need to use my matte setting powder just to keep it into place a little bit more. Now my highlighter, my bronzer, my blush are all still on my face. It didn't feel heavy on the skin either. It just feels really nice. I don't have any irritation. I don't feel like I look oily, other than obviously on my forehead and down the sides of my nose. But other than that, I feel like it looks beautiful still after 8 hours, and I feel like it's done pretty good. I'm really happy that I tested this out, because I do really like tinted moisturisers. It's mainly what I go for. Pretty much every day when I'm wearing makeup, I will wear a tinted moisturiser, and at the moment I have been using my Mercier oil-free tinted moisturiser. I absolutely love this stuff. I did do a full first impression on it, which I'll link down below or somewhere in this video for you so you can check it out. But I really like this stuff. It keeps my oils at bay. But this one is more of a sheer light coverage, and it is easily buildable as well. And with the L'Oreal one, I feel like it's a light medium coverage, easily buildable up to medium coverage, and it just looks so beautiful on the skin. Blends like a dream. It blurs all the imperfections, and it covered up pretty well as well. So I did have a little bit of redness that was still peeking through, but I'm not really too worried about that, because it just looked very natural on the skin, and that's something that I like. It looked like my skin but better. It does have witch hazel in it, which is really good for people that do have acne prone skin or blemishes, and it also has aloe vera in there as well, which is really good for people that do have sensitive skin, and if you do have redness, it does soothe the skin as well. So those are things that I really like about this. I feel like it's done really well. I'm happy with the way that it looks after 8 hours. So overall, I do really like this tinted moisturiser, and it's going to be one of my new go-tos. So if you've tried out this, and if you like it, if you don't, just comment down below to let me know, and make sure that you give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.